everybody. We are live. This is Monday, hot Monday, July 22nd already, and I am calling Larry and waiting for him to join us. Hey, you ready?
Call back.
How long? How much time?
Give me 4 minutes.
Okay. Well, he needs 4 minutes. So, I've heard on the news, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but our president is denying what Iran is saying about having captured 17 spies that work for the CIA that are Iranian. Now, whether this is true, whether they are spies or not, of course, our country would deny it. Many think that there's also the possibility that they're sending a message to their people not to cooperate. So it's hard to know what's really going on. I understand there is a nuclear sub going from the UK to the Strait of Hormuz because the UK ship that was carrying oil got captured by the Iranians in the Strait of Hormuz. I hope you guys are managing with this heat wave and the storms that it generates. I understand we've got some cooling coming. I heard today in the Washington, D.C. area that they were saying cool weather was coming and that was going to create... Am I on? I am. There we go. Well, I don't know if you've even heard anything that I've said because the microphone I'm using is not working. So give me a minute, folks. Let me see if I can get this thing plugged in so that the external mic will work. There. Well, it's a good thing I didn't get Larry on yet. So I'm sorry, we're starting over. This is Monday, July 22nd, a hot day. I hope you guys are surviving the heat wave, and with the cooling coming through, I hope you manage with the storms that it might generate. Good, thanks. I don't know if the computer phone microphone was picking up my voice or not, because I'm sitting quite a ways away from it, just so that when the fan on the computer turns on, it doesn't disturb your ability to hear Larry. So my external microphone, there was something wrong with it. The light wasn't on. It didn't seem to be plugged in with a good connection. So sorry about that. I was saying that I've heard on YouTube and also heard on the public radio about Iran capturing 17 Iranians that they claim are CIA spies. Trump has denied, President Trump has denied that. Forgive me for not using his title. He has denied it. He needs to deny it. And whether this is just Iran trying to do one man up or send a message to their people not to cooperate with the Americans, or what's going on, hopefully Larry will have a little more information than that. I understand, I told him I didn't know what news he had seen. This could be, yes, it's Larry. All right, Larry, you're on, you're live, and go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, folks. My phone went out right when it was time to go, so please forgive me. Well, folks, Wednesday is going to be an interesting day. It's still yet to be determined whether or not we should show up. But if he does, there will be some surprises for him. I can't tell you what they are, but I assure you, it can get very interesting. I do suspect that Never does not know is there are documents that will back up some of the tough questions presented to you. Folks, there's proof that Mueller and Comey conspired. They conspired from the very beginning. Comey conspired with Mueller to get him to be the special counsel from day one. It was all rigged. There's no women in the creek don't rise. That's going to come out. Now, I won't do this such as Monday. If anybody has questions, please get them in now. I only have a few minutes again. So please get your questions in now if you have them.
Well, I have one while we're waiting for others to talk. I heard over the weekend that the Democrats were meeting with Mueller over the weekend to coach him on what would be discussed. So they were doing a practice run. Is that possible?
That is possible. I don't know that it has no confirmation of it, but it's very possible.
Okay.
Y'all have to excuse Rosie. I get to come home for just a few minutes and she's all excited. No, it's very possible, Mary Ellen. It's not uncommon that they do things like that, but the things are going to come out in the hearing if everything goes as planned. I should kind of blow a hole in what they're trying to work out. They will use every parliamentary trick in the book. I have so warned everyone to watch out for the parliamentary tricks. And so it'll be interesting. And I hope we see some things publicly that no one has seen before.
Now, what would be an example of a parliamentary trick?
Well, holding the question time, to 3 to 5 minutes, whatever it is. One of the oldest tricks in the book the Democrats will use is if they did coach Mueller, they're coaching him on how to filibuster the time and drive the clock on the Republicans. So he will be allowed to answer any question in any amount of time as necessary for a Democrat question, but when it comes to a question from a Republican, especially a dicey question, they'll run out the clock on it. Run out the clock on them.
In other words, for a Democrat's question, he can take as long as he wants, but a Republican's question has to be answered within the 3 to 5 minutes?
Right, exactly. Oh, you can believe it's going to be staged. Trust me, it's going to be staged. From the minute they swear him in until the minute it's over, it's all going to be staged.
How long is that supposed to be? The questioning, the session, the hearing.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, there's a question. He might still know something. Who are you referring to, Michael, that he might still know something? We'll have to wait for him. Okay, here's a question on the Iran tanker situation. Do you know what's going to happen with the Iran tanker situation?
Iran is suffering from the CNN syndrome. Folks, do anything. He's also being told, and I shouldn't tell this, but I will. He's being told by certain Democrats in our Senate that they are handling Trump and not to worry. And so they are getting bold, trying to put Trump on the spot, and they think that President Trump will not do anything to him. Now let me assure you folks, President Trump, one of his campaign promises that he made, which I agree with 1,000,000%, he is not going to get us into another elongated war in the Middle East. He's not. He's not going to put troops on the ground. There's no reason to. We can literally sit back and pick apart Iran piece by piece with our technological weapons, missiles, etc., and never set foot on the ground. President Trump is keenly concerned about collateral damage, more so than any president we've ever had. That's good. What happens if you're not careful, and President Trump is aware of this, I happen to know he's very much aware of this, when you're dealing with a Muslim nation, especially Iran, when you go in and let's say you blow up a facility, a military complex that's been deemed a target. If you blow it up and let's say you kill 100 other people, innocent people, what happens then is you create 1,000 that hate us with a passion. And you literally breed jihad. We don't want that. Never again do we want to do that. So what President Trump is doing is he's measuring very closely, very accurately. He's got a good group of generals, and they're measuring targets. They're measuring the effectiveness of the strikes and holding down collateral damage, which in effect holds down, creating more people that want to blow America up. And Iran has better stop listening to CNN, because they're getting an entirely false picture of President Trump. He will blow them off the map, piece by piece. And all the people he did not want to play chicken with is President Donald Trump. But as a fact, wonder if that answered the question, though.
I think so. I think so. Somebody was asking what you know about the space program, the secret space program.
Nothing.
Do you know anything about about Michael Flynn's trial?
No. It is anticipated at this point, I can tell you this, it is anticipated that Trump is planning to give General Flynn complete full pardon. Unless something materializes to the contrary, that's the plan.
Well, I heard over the weekend, Larry, somebody claiming that he was a spy placed in the White House, and I just shook my head and going, man, how is anybody supposed to know who's on the right side when even if you're on the right side, they're gonna pretend like you're not.
Look, some more of that stuff on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Some more of that stuff on the internet. information. General Flynn was not a spy placed in the White House. And I've got one thing that gives me confidence in that. The whole situation that given him a full and complete pardon is being protested by none other than Vice President Pence. Now, if Pence was all for it, we would not have a problem. But I do not trust Pence. I'm sorry, folks. I just don't. I don't trust him as far as I control him.
Somebody said we were told July 19th, which was, I think, Friday, that there were going to be arrests. Was that specifically Epstein? I don't know either, because I didn't hear that, so.
Somebody knowing something. Folks, remember, if things are a secret, and it's out on the internet, it's not a secret. If it's a security matter, and it's out on the internet, that makes no sense. Let me assure all of you once again, if you're holding a security clearance, certainly secret and above, you are not going to play games, and you're not going to leak stuff. It's just not. The penalty is too severe, and I don't care who you are, you will get caught. So please stop buying into these sources that have all of this secret information. Not real, it's not true. Especially if it shows its head on the internet. What else?
Somebody said ask you about Rothschilds. I think you've covered that before.
There was a time when the Rothschilds, it was known as the Trilateral, the Bilderberg Brothers, etc., etc., etc. They were the Progressive Council. Some probably still are members of the Progressive Council. But I believe there's a whole new group headed up by, what's his name? Oh God, the guy that's behind Antifa and all that stuff.
Soros? George Soros?
From everything I have been able to gather, although I do not know it to be fact, I do not know it to be fact, but I've been able to gather. He has done a masterful job of taking over the Progressive Council, and included in that, he has come in with the people at Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of those people. It's all the three headed up by him. Soros is making his play. This is his time. This is what he has worked for years and years and years to do. He has made it quite clear throughout the years. He will spend every cent he has, every asset he has, he will to destroy America. And he is close, folks. He's closer than he's ever been. Fortunately, we've got a president that is smart. President Trump is changing AOC and that group. He's using them to frame the Democrats for what they really are. doing his part. We've got to do ours.
And remind people what our part is.
I hate to keep doing it because I know y'all are bored. Keep saying the same old thing over and over again. And this election in 2020 will be the election that determines the fate of our nation. It will. A win or lose. Maybe the America way we can. And we'll be a socialist country. The election is going to be based off of the soft states. Soft states. Once again, for those that don't know, the soft states are the people that will likely vote for Trump, probably vote for Trump, but they are not down to go vote no matter what. The hard states, the people you see at these rallies, it could be raining, snowing, earthquakes. They're going to come out and vote no matter what. The soft base. The soft base is the group that can easily get distracted, easily choose to not vote. And it comes from various reasons. They can think he doesn't need their vote. They can be persuaded that he can't win, so they're not going to vote. Not going to waste their time. And here are the numbers. 40% of Trump states is the hard base. 40%. 60% is made up of his soft base. Typically, in an election, presidential election, typically, there will be somewhere between 35 and 45% of the soft base will get out and vote. Write that number down. 35 to 45% of the soft base typically votes in a presidential election. This time to win. This time to win. Unless Trump is able to do what he's doing with that AOC and what he calls the squad, he's got to have 80, 90% participation of the soft base. Got it? 80 to 95%. That's a massive turnout of the soft base.
That's a landslide. And Larry, that's why I said on Friday after you went off that it's really important for folks to contact the Republican Party, go through whatever training is necessary to help register people to vote, to keep talking to friends and neighbors and family, to emphasize the importance of voting and to participate in the election process at a higher level than they've ever done before.
Right. Y'all got to be the ones to explain it. Now I know everybody listening to me right now, I put you in the category of the hard base. I do. But remember, each one of you have a group of people that you associate with. Maybe you work with people. Whatever. Then that group that you associate with, some part of that group, a part of the soft base, I assure you, if they hate President Trump, let's just meet your family. If they hate President Trump, likely it's not, you're not running around looking much. But just because they are supportive of President Trump to some degree doesn't mean they're hard base.
Okay, we're going to talk about the Never Socialism t-shirts in a minute. Brindy was told on social media that people were hoping the baby boomers would die so the millennials could take over. Teresa said, "You won't." Yeah.
It is fair. Numbers projecting all. And there will be 20% less baby boomers, people our age, in the next election, 2024. 20% less. Conversely, there'll be 20 to 40% more millennials in 2024. The point is, it's our last shot. This is our last shot. We're dying off. We're dying off. You can't deny it. So we got to know that this election is only another 3 years. Even miraculously, somehow, the Democrats win. But they're not convert us to a socialist, full-blown socialist country in the next 4 years. There will be no chance in 2024 it will be academic. Millennials do not know what socialism is or what it means. They are the first complete generation. The first complete generation. That means the first day they set foot in a school to the last day they get out of the school. They have been through a social engineering program that breeds socialism. In a way, we can't really blame them. They don't know any different. They don't know any better. This is our chance. This is our last chance. And I'm begging all of you, get out and tell people the truth. Be careful. Tell the truth, folks. Don't get in to the wild, nutty things that are out on the internet. That just makes us all look cookie. It makes us look like lights. There is enough truth to scare the Jesus out of anybody. It is the truth. Don't deal with the crazy stuff, please. Anybody else?
Just one last one from Teresa. You won't say whether there's anything real about the JFK rumors?
What? JFK rumors?
That's all she said.
My opinion, is all it is. I don't believe it ought to be outlawed, acted alone, killed the president, John F. Kennedy. I do not. But it's over. It's over. We proved tomorrow. Somebody came out and literally proved tomorrow that there was some conspiracy with that no difference today. None. I'm sorry. It's my opinion.
That's all for questions.
Folks, I have to go, by the way, to the person and sent the money in the envelope. I got it. Bless you. Thank you so much. It was true. Today, I got that $628. it's worth the stake that I voted for that big one, and just to raise money against them, just tell them. I think it's better to deal nuts up with you. So please, if you can, you know the amount you got to come in today, not tomorrow, today.
Okay, the website nicholslive.com has a link to his PayPal. It has his mailing address, and there's a phone number if you cannot send cash in the mail or cannot do PayPal. There's a phone number on the website. It's 240-499-6729. We can help you find another way to donate if you have money to donate but can't use PayPal and don't want to mail cash. PayPal is what will get to him immediately. He gets it within a minute or two. His PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. All this information is underneath this video in the description box. That's Nichols Live, L-I-V as in Victor, E, nicholslive@aol.com. And the website is just nicholslive.com. Please do whatever you can. And there are Never Socialism t-shirts that are really eye-popping. The ink on it is the best quality available. These are the best t-shirts made in America, and they are stunning. And if you buy a shirt and wear it out, a lot of our people who are using them and wearing them have people coming up to them to talk about what's that all about. It gives us an opportunity to talk to people. So I highly recommend getting the t-shirt, and there are bumper stickers available as well. So put one of those on your car.
Please join that information, guys. The t-shirt was designed for a purpose. Before President Trump was talking about socialism when it was coming, we had the t-shirt to develop them. The t-shirt is designed to be a billboard. The yellow flag almost is designed to grab the attention of people all the time. And hopefully get people really. This is about socialism. This is about socialism. And the president's talking about it now. Now we've got Ninja Graham talking about it, and we're going to have more. More and more people are going to come on board. The dialogue's going to be about socialism. That picture is designed to make people ask you about it. Then you can tell the story. It's not just to wear to look good, it's to wear to work. Please. This is what I'm saying. This is our job, folks. We have to spread the word. It's up to us. President Trump's doing his job. We gotta do ours. We got to generate salt-based vote. We gotta make it happen.
Rendy is promoting the t-shirt in the chat, Larry, saying they're beautiful, they're conversation starters, the colors pop in the sunlight, she said. And that was the whole intent. You can get it in black or white.
We'll take this for a while longer. President Trump is using Hannity. I don't know that I agree with this because it's not my call. They're using Hannity to somewhat be the mouth organ for things that are going on. You may want to
No, sir. Thank you, Larry, very much.
Act number 628. Please help me pass. Thank you.
And this, he needs this, folks, because he's got some stuff that has to be done. And like you just said, he's got work to do before Wednesday, and we've got to keep him in the fight. And he cannot work if he doesn't get the treatment money that he needs. So thank you for donating sacrificially. Again, I will repeat thank you to the person who sent that gift in the mail. It was used over the weekend and made a big difference in what I assume is coming. So thanks, Larry. I'm going to give a recap for people who had a hard time hearing what you were saying.
I feel I want to go. All right, bye, y'all.
Thanks, Larry. Bye. There we go. All right, he's off. Okay. He said Wednesday is going to be interesting because the question is whether Mueller will show up for the hearing in the House in Congress. If he does, he's going to have some surprises. It will get very interesting. Larry suspects that Nadler will shut down the Republicans' questions that have been prepared to ask Mueller. But one of the surprises is that there are documents that will back up the tough questions they will ask. There is proof that Mueller and Comey conspired to get Mueller to be the special counsel. It was rigged, and that's going to come out. He said it's not uncommon to coach and practice for a hearing, which is what I had heard the Democrats were doing. If everything goes as planned, the Republicans are going to blow a hole in what they're trying to accomplish. But the Democrats will use every parliamentary trick available. For example, holding the question time to 3 to 5 minutes. It's quite common that they will let the Democrats ask a question, let the answer go as long as necessary, but when a Republican asks a question, the answer cannot go beyond the 3 to 5 minute limit. So they change the rules depending on who's asking the question, and they are coaching him on how to filibuster and run out the clock. Believe me, the congressional hearing will be staged, but it should be good theater for us to watch. He said with Iran is suffering from what he called CNN syndrome. The news sources about anything about the US, they only get from CNN. So they think Trump is just a lame duck who can't do anything, and they're being told by Senate Democrats that the Democrats are handling Trump, so whatever Trump's trying to do won't work. So Iran is becoming bold, putting Trump on the spot. They think Trump will do nothing, but because in Trump's campaign promises, he promised not to get us into another elongated war and not have troops on the ground. But we have the ability to pick Iran apart piece by piece with technical weapons. Trump is concerned about collateral damage, which is what we saw before when 10 minutes before we were going to do some kind of bombing, they found out that there were going to be 150 civilians that would die, and he stopped the bombing. Remember that? Trump is aware that we're dealing with a Muslim nation, especially Iran. And if you blow up a military target in a Muslim area and kill 100 innocent people, then you will end up with 1,000 who hate us, who are breeding jihad. So Trump is measuring accurately with his good generals, measuring the targets, measuring the effectiveness of strikes so we don't increase their hatred and don't increase them wanting to blow people up. He will see it. He will blow them off the map piece by piece. And he said, don't you dare play chicken with Trump. Question about Flynn. Trump is planning to pardon Flynn. He said there's a lot of disinformation being said. He said Flynn was not a spy in the White House. He has confidence because the talk about pardoning Flynn is being protested by Pence. And if Larry considers if Pence is for it, that's a problem because Larry does not trust Pence. And the reason he doesn't trust him, folks, is because Pence was governor in Indiana. He's been part of the Republican Party politics for a lot of years. And when you've been in politics for a long time, you get bought out. It's hard to avoid not being bought out. And, you become part of the system, and it becomes a problem because if you're part of the system, it's really hard to be honest. That's why the founding fathers didn't want lawyers in office, and they wanted people to come in, serve for 2 to 4 years, and leave and go home and go back to their jobs without having this big retirement budget and everything else. They were supposed to come in, serve the country, and go home. He said the other thing you need to be mindful of, if something is on the internet claiming it's secret information, he said, obviously, if it's on the internet, it's no secret. And there's no sense in having security matters on the internet because a person's secret clearance of secret level and security clearance of secret level and above, anybody who has secret clearance or above will not leak anything because they will get caught, and the punishment is really stringent. People don't want to take that risk. He was asked about the Rothschilds. He said the Rothschilds used to be part of the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderbergers, the Progressive Council. Maybe some of them still are, but he said there's a new breed now headed by George Soros. Soros has taken over the Progressive Council with Google, Facebook, and Twitter leaders. This is a whole new breed heading the Progressive Council. He has worked for years to do what he has promised to spend everything on, and he has promised to spend everything to destroy America, and he's very close. Fortunately, President Trump is smart and using the squad of 4 to frame the Democrats as for what they are, and that's helping. Trump is doing his part, and we need to do ours. The 2020 election will determine the fate of whether we win or lose. If we win, we will continue as we are. If we lose, we will become socialistic. And he said in 2020, he said, if the Democrats win and do not make us a socialist country yet, by 2024, they definitely will. That will still be a problem in 2024, even if Trump does win. But we are looking at 2020 right now, and it was pointed out that let me get down to it in a minute. He said there's the soft base and the hard base. People going to the rallies, and we who are here are part of the hard base. 40% of half the country who are Republican, 40% are the hard base for Trump, 60% of the soft base. Typically, 35 to 45% of the soft base will vote, but this time, in order to win, we need to have 80 to 90% of the soft base come out and vote. The Democrats know this, and they are using all these sweeteners to trick people into coming out to vote. He said, remember, you have a group of associates. Many of them are part of the soft base, and you likely are not hanging out with a lot of people who hate Trump. So educate them and tell them the story of this race. We will win or lose based on who votes. The Democrats are using sweeteners to force people to go vote. We can't do that. So we have to convince our people that the issue is socialism or carrying on with our current form of government. Rindy had been told that somebody said on social media they hoped the boomers would die so the millennials would take over. And Larry said by 2024 there will be 20% fewer boomer generation and 20 to 40% more millennials. So this is our last shot at helping to save our country. The millennials are the first complete generation to be socially engineered. They don't know what socialism means. They're not old enough to have witnessed it, and they have not been told the truth. So we need to tell them the truth. And he said it, according to with the JFK's death, he said, "I don't believe Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, but even if they prove there's a conspiracy involved, it won't make any difference in our lives today." So he is working on things to help with the hearing with Mueller on Wednesday if Mueller shows up, and he needs $628 to get the treatment he needs today so that he can continue to work on prepping for Wednesday to help with stopping what the tricks that Mueller and the Democrats are planning to play. They're planning on tricks to help give them the ammunition they need for the impeachment. That's something he has said in the past. And so he needs help to help the Republicans prepare for that hearing. Trump is doing his job. We need to do ours to generate the soft base to go out and vote. President Trump is using Hannity to be his mouth organ for what's going on. So watch tonight and tomorrow. He doesn't know how much they're going to say ahead of time, but watch. I don't know about the fine for, I think that's right, Rindy, about a fine for Facebook, but I'm not sure. So folks, that's it. The t-shirts, Never Socialism t-shirts are stunning. It's the best quality t-shirt made in America. It is the best quality ink that can possibly be put on a t-shirt. The bright yellow catches the eye. Never Socialism is big and bold, and you can't miss it. Be a walking billboard. Help us get the word out. The more President Trump talks about we will not be a socialist country, the more Lindsey Graham mentions Never Socialism, the more other Republicans talk about it, then your t-shirt is going to help generate more conversation. Yeah, I'm going to respond to this comment that if we are Trump supporters, we're automatically racist. You know, the racist word is being thrown around about everything. Everything is racist. Everything is racist. These people are so uncreative and brainwashed. So don't be worried about being called racist. But I know when you're on social media and the attacks, or even in public, I mean, I will be talking to people that I know are liberals and make a comment trying to wake them up. The attack that comes back at us is horrendous. I agree. Yes, and it's a horrendous thing. We're all really upset about the way things are going, and our country is so incredibly divided. We've got trouble. And that's why it is so important that we keep Larry in the fight because of what he can do. I mean, folks, he can do things. He has decades and decades of experience working all over the world, watching what has happened when socialism took over a country. He was there to help stop it. Sometimes they succeeded and sometimes it took a while and they were able to, for example, Cambodia with Pol Pot taking over the country. They were able to stop things and get Pol Pot out of power. They were able to stop the Sandinistas from destroying Nicaragua. Now, they voted back in Daniel Ortega decades later, which thoroughly upset Larry after all they had done to get Daniel Ortega out of office. So the fight is constant against socialism. Communism has had a desire for world domination, and we saw them progressing. We saw fascism progressing in Germany, and with what they're doing, and now that they are trying to use uh, the Muslims to take over the world. Thank you for the $25 that somebody just sent. I just got a text from Larry. Um, Hang on, let me finish reading his text and see if there's, okay. He's going to need, so now he needs $600. So if anybody can contribute towards that 600, I mean, there have been times, folks, where we have collected money, $5 and $10 and $20 at a time, and it works. Thank you for that other text. Please, folks, share this video on social media. People need to know that Larry works behind the scenes to do incredible things. We've got quite a show coming at us on Wednesday if Mueller comes in and actually does testify. Hannity may or may not spill the beans a little more on what he's allowed to say that Larry is not allowed to tell us. But folks, Larry needs another $600. So whatever you can donate, please sacrifice and help. And I want to say thank you for being here. Larry's PayPal is nicholslive.com. David, Larry can't tell us what he's doing, but I know he is aware. He was telling us that there are documents that will be revealed proving that Comey and Mueller conspired to make him special counsel as a way to get at Trump. It was all a conspiracy. It was all a trick. They are trying to get Trump out of office. They are trying to come up with reasons to impeach him. Just because they voted down not to impeach last week doesn't mean it's not coming back. Pelosi wants the impeachment to happen closer to the election, so it'll do more harm. Larry can't tell us exactly what he's working on, but he is very aware of what's being done to stop the Democrats' ploy to impeach Trump by using this hearing with Mueller. They surely have coached him on ways to filibuster and ways to do the delay tactics so that the Republicans will hardly get a chance to get their questions asked, and he will delay answering them. And Larry can't tell us what he works on, but he gives us hints, and you need to read between the lines. If you read his book, 28 Years to Nowhere, which you can order on the website, if you read his book, you will see his experience over the last 30 years in working behind the scenes and the things that he has accomplished. So he has that track record. He has contacts all over the world. He has sometimes told us some of them. Most of the time he cannot, but he is fed information that he cannot share very often, but he can use it. And I'm sure he does. And that is why people in Washington know what he can do, and they are afraid of him, and they are afraid of what he can do. He told us on Friday that, I asked him about Adam Schiff being rather quiet. We haven't heard much. He hasn't been in the limelight. He hasn't been on the TV much. He was this weekend apparently trying to say, I'm still here and I'm relevant. But Larry said he's going to get much, much more quiet very soon because of whatever is going to be coming out about Adam Schiff. So be watching for that. The book 28 Years to Nowhere gives some indications of how he has gotten information that he has been able to use to help maintain our freedoms. Because this desire to turn us into a socialist country has been a long one that they very slowly work toward. So please share this video on social media and hit the like button so that, you know, YouTube pays attention when there are likes. And any video that you watch that Larry's done, if you'll hit the like button, that helps. I know we only have a few people that watch, but we need to get more people and grow the audience. So any help you have in increasing the number of subscribers would be greatly appreciated. We haven't seen the numbers increase at all. Now, YouTube may be blocking any increase, but at least they haven't dropped anybody. So thanks. This has been an hour, so thank you very much for those of you who are still here. God bless you. We will talk tomorrow. I don't know if Larry has any opportunity to talk with Jason tomorrow. He usually does the show with Jason Goodman at this time. If he does not do Jason Goodman, then we will definitely be here tomorrow. If he does the show with Jason Goodman, we will cancel tomorrow's program. Thank you very much for being here. God bless you. Bye.